Alright YouTube, what's going on? It's Mesa back at it with some Destiny. Well, it looks like the worm definitely has turned for me. With today's reset, I got a boatload of new exotics, so expect a number of videos in the next couple of days, even while the raid's going to hit tomorrow, and I'm going to start reviewing them. You guys know me, I'm not a big fan of using other people's accounts. I'd rather get the exotics myself, play around with them, see how they feel, and see if they're worth keeping or worth infusing, because now I'm at the point, I think my two warlocks are about 293, 294 right now. Alright, in this video, we're going to go over Hard Light. If you don't remember, well, hopefully you do remember, Hard Light was the exotic auto rifle from Destiny 1. Well, it's back in Destiny 2. It's a little bit different, but then also kind of the same old, or at least I'm finding, the same old problems with the original Hard Light that maybe not want to use it in the Crucible, but I will say in PvE, the way auto rifles are, it's great in PvE. Which is a really weird thing to say, because like in Destiny 1, I was all about scout rifles. When it came to PvE, scout rifles, scout rifles, scout rifles. But I find myself in Destiny 2, it's all about the auto rifles. My Scathelocke, my Uriel's Gift, I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, Uriel's Gift, whatever it's called. I'm going to show you it in a second anyway. Yeah, I'm mainly using auto rifles. You know, I do use 1 or 2 scout rifles, but for the most part, those are only used just for like DPS when we actually get to a boss or something like that. But the rest of the time in PvE, I'm going auto rifles. So let's go over the perks. So it's got volatile light, so rounds fired from this weapon have no damage fall off, and they overpenetrate targets and they ricochet from hard surfaces. So here's some ricochet action here. Just like Destiny 1, it just kind of bounces all over the place. You know, I think you can even do damage to yourself, I think. I don't know, is that really useful? I mean, occasionally when you're spraying into a bunch of ads, you might tag an ad or something like that. For the most part, I don't really think that perk is useful, the fact that it bounces off all the walls. Now, it also said no damage drop off. Now, I'm spraying this guy down here, and he's going to rush me in a second. So you saw 17 critical and 13 to the body. As soon as he gets up close, and in many other clips that I have, there really is no damage drop off. The problem is this thing just recoils too much. So I'll get to the PvP portion at the end, but yeah, there is no damage drop off. What I was doing really far to people, 13s to the body, 17s to the head, it stayed at that damage really far away. Next up in terms of perks, we have polygonal rifling. So that's going to increase your stability, and you can see this thing does quote that it's got a lot of stability when you look at the stats. It's got an alloy magazine, so it gives you a faster reload when it's empty. Now, the key perk that makes this unique from Destiny 1 is that in the middle, you could change from Arc, Solar to Void. You have composite stock, so it's going to increase your stability and also your handling. And it shoots 600 rounds per minute, so it's kind of like a Scathelocke in terms of its rate of fire and impact. Now, where I think this really is going to come in handy, because I did take it into the Nightfall just to test around with the different burns. Now, if it was like the Borealis, and I got that, that's the other exotic sniper rifle that you could change the burns on the fly. I'm going to do a full review on that. If you could change it on the fly, it'd make it a little bit more useful, but I think where it's going to come in handy is like when you've got a Nightfall and you've got the changing burns, you have, if 3 people have hard lights, 1 go solar, 1 go void, and 1 go arc. That would be an ideal situation. I was just messing around in the Nightfall. I'm not going to show you the clips or whatever, but where void would come up and then I have to go into the menu, switch to void, so that's not going to happen, obviously. When you're going to do a Nightfall and the burns are changing, you're going to decide, okay, you know what, am I going to keep it void, am I going to keep it arc, or I'm going to go with solar? One thing that's kind of cool too is depending on what burn you have, whether it's arc, solar, or void, the actual lens on your scope actually changes. So right now I'm using it in arc mode, so it has kind of like a little bluish tint to it. When you're in solar mode, it's got a little bit of an orange tint to it, and obviously void's got a little bit of a purple tint. So if you're not busy looking down at the left side of your screen, it's to say, hey, what burn am I using? It actually shows you it in the lens. Now to touch on PvP again, here's a fun breaker who popped his hammers, and because I have it set to solar, I mean, he was taking damage already, but still, it looks like I wasted him pretty quickly. Now granted, he was getting team shot there. For the most part in PvP, I did not have a good time with it at all. Right now, it's just this Uriel's Gift, however you want to call it, that and his Scathelocke. For some reason, the Scathelocke, that's my #1 gun right now. I don't know what it is. The Uriel's Gift or whatever is like a Vanquisher, which technically does more damage, but there's just something about the Scathelocke. It sticks to people, and I just seem to do well with it for some reason. But I do want to hear from the PvP pros out there. Are you guys good with this thing? Do you like it? I don't know. I'm just not having a good time with it. I mean, granted, I have terrible aim. And I think this gun, you know, it's probably really good if you do have good aim. It does feel like it has a lot of aim assist. Kind of like how Hard Light in Destiny 1 felt like it just wanted to stick onto targets. But, man, my aim is just terrible. It just, you know what? Maybe it is. I'm too used to the Scathelocke and the Uriel's Gift. But overall, I really like it in PvE. I took it in a number of strikes and was kind of playing around with the different burns in it, right? Like, depending on the strike, there was a bunch of Cabal and they had some solar shields. I would just put it on solar. Now, granted, you can't change it on the fly, but depending on the strike, you know, if I know if it's a fallen one, I know I'm gonna run into those annoying fallen captains with arc shield, so I'll put it on arc. If there's a lot of Vex involved, I know I'm going to run into those Minotaurs. They got Void Shield. So overall, pretty good gun, but when I run out of ammo, I go back to my Scathe Lock. So that's it, guys. Let me know what you guys think, and I want to hear from the PvP pros. Are you guys good with this thing in the Crucible? That's it, guys. Do me a favor. Drop a like in this video, only if you see fit. Follow me on Twitter, @Mesa Sean. Check out my stream. Usually always on YouTube, and that's it. I am out of here like Vladimir.